Come on. I don't like this. Put ammo for that. There should be a giant hole through your shoulder, buddy. Isn't that funny that the voice actress for Nicole has the last name Clarke? Coincidence.
You complete bastard! Was this your great plan? Dump me off and die?
Full of bad ideas, remember?
Yeah, well here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you. Now move your ass.
Wait, no, Ellie, it's too late. Set clear of the station.
Yeah, well you don't really have a say this time. Heads up.
Tom Regan. Alright. I kind of wasn't expecting to finish the game this session, but here we are. Yeah, I was like, man, this is eerily similar to the ending of the first game. What an improvement. Like, what a pretty good jump. And I did, in my last recording session, I said that this game has given me more appreciation for what the original did. And, like, especially going through those last 2 or 3 chapters, yeah, like, this game kind of just throws way, like, so much more at you at the end, especially, than the first game ever did. And I mean, like, yeah, it's end game and all, but it's just this, it's how much faster enemies move, how much faster they act in this game, that, like, it can make it a lot harder. It makes it a lot more hectic, because they're, like, all those enemies are pretty much always charging at you. You have the enemies that can slow you down with their spit. You have the ranged enemies. Are they called chargers, the stalkers, whatever they're called? Those enemies are really fun to. They're like, anytime I run into them, they're pretty fun to fight. Even that one room where I found, like, kind of a way to abuse it. Like, I feel that is more of an exception than the rule. Granted, I'm sure there's probably a way to cheese it. Like, using the detonator helps a lot, but still, I find fighting them to be fun and interesting. I definitely enjoy the faster pace, the more action-packed feel to it. I do have some mixed feelings kind of towards the end with the Skywalker Symphony Orchestra. I do have some mixed feelings kind of towards the end when it gets that hectic. You kind of do just have to go, because they're just throwing so much at you. Especially with the regenerator enemy there. It's tough. But yeah, good game. Great game. And so I think I can say that I prefer this over the original. Definitely for, like, gameplay improvements and such, and I find, like, it's an improvement in pretty much every department in my books. Maybe minus atmosphere. But I wouldn't say it's, like, a complete step down. It is something, like, yeah, I think the original, I will say, has the better atmosphere. It is definitely more focused on the horror element. It's definitely made me go, like, the first game is the most focused on the horror. The second game kind of threw in some more action, but still kept the horror, still kept the strong atmosphere. And the third game, I've not played yet, but it kind of becomes your generic action shooter, third-person shooter. And there might still be a strong atmosphere in that game. It's kind of hard for me to say. I did watch a playthrough of that all those years ago as well. But until I get to it and play it for myself, it is a little hard to comment on it. Jim Cummings. I can definitely see why this is considered the best game in the series, and I definitely need to do, like, a second and third playthrough to really nail down my feelings on this game. It is kind of hard to really say it for sure on this first go around. And this game is hard. Like, early on, yeah, it was kind of a breeze, but, like, damn, when like, getting to the second half, near the ending, like, it takes a jump up there in difficulty. Um, and I like you saw in those that last chapter, the last two chapters, like I wanted to grab the resources, I wanted to grab the ammo, and I managed to grab a good bit of it, but uh, it kind of like there was just no way I was gonna survive while trying to fight everything and deal with the regenerator, whatever I don't know what the name for the enemy is, but I think I can just get away with calling it that. Um, yeah, I think pretty much a step up in every department minus atmosphere, but again, the atmosphere is still strong, the horror elements are still strong. The first game just, like, it oozes atmosphere, it oozes that constant dread, and, like, no matter where you are in that ship. So... there's, like, I will say, like, there's a part of me that almost enjoys that kind of slower, a bit of that slower pace the first game had, because it's kind of a thing where it's like every encounter feels much more manageable in that game compared to this game where, like, maybe part of it could just be I need to get better. But definitely later encounters become much harder to deal with, in my opinion. Now, maybe I'm not using the stasis salt to its full effect, and definitely, like, I was struggling with resources in those later chapters, and again, that could just be me not impaling enough, or maybe I should try switching things up a bit more with different weapons, but it can be hard because if you, like, you want to have an arsenal that can kind of deal with each, with different kinds of enemies, and I feel like, for the most part, what I was running with the plasma cutter, the line gun, the pulse rifle, and the detonator, like, I felt that was a pretty good combo to kind of deal with almost whatever they threw at me. I am kind of sad I didn't try more of the other weapons. We're not done with Dead Space 2 though. We do have the campaign DLC, which I was actually thinking. I don't think I've done the DLC campaign yet for any game, so that will be interesting. And I'll definitely, like, I was thinking about the titling. I was like, Dead Space 2 Severed? I found out that this DLC, well, the one I'll be playing soon, definitely something I'll try and record next week before I leave. That it was never released on PC. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. It was never released on PC, so my friend can't play, which is a little unfortunate. I know it's like a focus on a different character and stuff, so it's not more Isaac Clarke story. I think it's part to deal with the evacuation effort. I believe I think I can talk about it because it's, this is a almost 13-year-old game, if not 13 years old. I can't remember if it released like early in 2011 or not, but this is pretty much a 13-year-old game, so I feel like I can talk about the DLC. I believe it focuses on, like, a dad trying to rescue his daughter or something of that sort. At least someone, like, that's close to him. He's trying to get her out, and I remember how it ends. I'm not gonna say it here because it's too spoilery, but yeah, this is a very good game, and I'm glad I played it. It is hard to say if I think this is better than the Dead Space remake or not. I would love some of the Dead Space remake aspects in this game for sure. I definitely don't know how they would, like, how they could necessarily do what they did in the remake, which is to have kind of all areas. Like, you can go back to any area, previous area, because you cover a lot more ground in this game. So, that would be interesting to see what they do for that. took DS1 too, and DS1 and 2, but I finally have a girlfriend. This is really sweet. I definitely feel like I kind of had my most fun in the beginning, and then it like waned a little bit later in the game. Granted, I think part of that is just like I wasn't in the greatest of mood when I put in that second recording session. Something I was just feeling a little off. But this is a game I definitely need to replay to fully assess my feelings on it.
This is Flight Team EG9 to Control. We have completed the flyby. There's nothing left. I repeat, Titan Station has been completely destroyed.
And the marker?
Negative. Nothing survived this, sir. Marker Site 12 is a total loss.
Pity. Recall all flights and return to base. The other sites will have to pick up the pieces.
You must save your progress to unlock New Game Plus. Elite suit versions and security suit variants unlock in New Game Plus. Look for new items in the store and for schematics lost in the sprawl to get access to this experimental technology. You have unlocked a hardcore mode in which you will find the bare minimum of health and ammo to stay alive. When you die, you start from your last save. You can only save 3 times. Fun. Suits and weapons from your prior playthrough will be available in the first store. And now it's a fully fledged marker in the back, so it does change a little bit. What is the extras? Controller map. I'm guessing there's an... Could you play as the Necromorphs in the multiplayer? I'm guessing that's what that is. Alright, so, like I said, this isn't the end. We will be coming back. Yeah. We will be coming back to this. Ah, it's his wife, okay. So not his daughter, his wife. I knew it was like a guy and a girl situation, alright? We will be coming back to Dead Space 2 Severed. I'm gonna, like... I mean, realistically, you guys aren't gonna see this for some time because I'm only on, like, part 37 of uploading the Dead Space Remake playthrough, so... And then I decided to start uploading the Dead Space 2 remake. Like, I get that edited and then decide to start uploading that as well and, like, do maybe 2 videos a day or something. I'm actually close to video 1000. Maybe that would be a fun time to upload the first Dead Space 2 video. But yeah, we will be back to Dead Space 2. And we'll see when that happens, if I, have done a bit of if I've done a bit of New Game Plus or what. I assume this will just, yeah, that's just gonna throw me in there. We'll see if I've done a bit of New Game Plus to assess my feelings a little more for this game. I'm still thinking about it because, like, some people say this game is like should be a contender for best game all time. I don't know if I'm like if I believe it that hard. I think I can say it was one of the best games of 2011. Yeah, my thoughts on it's like Did it live up to what I was hoping it would? Kind of, like a little bit. I'm not like super disappointed. Just it is one of those things where it's like until you play it for yourself, it's kind of hard to know if it's really that good in your books at least, because it is one thing to watch something or hear about it, and another to play it and see it for yourself, to experience it for yourself. So that was Dead Space 2, the main story. Um, very good game. I do recommend it, and I will see you guys next time for the Severed DLC, and then Dead Space 3 after that. And at which point we will be done with Dead Space. Although there is DLC for Dead Space 3 as well, so we will I will tackle that as well. I wouldn't want that to be something I would come back to later. And furthermore, we do have the Paper Mario remaster remake coming out soon. I don't know what to call it yet, so that will come out in May, and that will definitely be taking priority as one of my favorite games ever. I'm very curious to see what's changed, improved, what's introduced, you know. Thank you to Nicoreda for Protogen model. Thank you to Okkura for the VRM work, and Main Monkey Funky for the ODST armor. And with that, I will send you guys off. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now. Bye.